Welcome to Stretch, Strengthen, and Balance. I'm Deb. Welcome to this class for everyone. I have today, we're going to start the class right away. Just a little bit about the class first. This is a chair yoga class, but we do stand and sit. We don't get down onto the floor, so you don't have to worry about that if that's a challenge for you. We do work towards strengthening our bodies, finding some balance in our bodies, and working towards something called nervous system resilience. And so we do practices that support us to support our nervous system to move out of that fight or flight. We also work with exercises, which you'll see us doing today, for optimizing brain function. I have with me in the studio three students, friends that are going to participate with me from my live class here in Castlegar. So let's begin. You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's start by sitting in our seated mountain, and we want to have our feet flat on the ground, and we want to just recognize that those feet support us to sit upright. So if we press our feet a little bit into the floor, it supports our posture. So we want to stack our ears over our shoulders and our shoulders over our hips. Right now I'm kind of resting way back in my chair. You might want to scoot forward if you want to feel that more in your body. And there's the whole idea is to work at bringing back those curves in our back that tend to flatten out as we age. So we're working towards lengthening up nice and long and tall. So the shoulders, like I said, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. There's a string on the crown of your head, and it's just drawing you up a little bit taller. Chin is level with the floor, and the shoulders are relaxed down. Beautiful. So from here, if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. Otherwise, you can cast your eyes down towards the floor. And we're just going to start to first notice how it feels in this posture from the inside out. So interoceptive awareness allows us to go inside and feel what we're doing with our body inside. What do we notice? Do we notice a little bit of tension in this posture because now all of a sudden we're sitting upright and we're not used to it? Do we notice a bit of a stretch or an opening in the chest? Maybe you can feel your feet pressed into the floor or not. It doesn't have to be that way, but you might notice that. And then from there, we're going to start to pay attention or bring our attention to our breath. So our breath as we breathe in and breathe out. One way to focus your attention is to bring your attention to the tips of your nose, to your nostrils. So you can feel the cool air as you breathe in and the warm air as you breathe out. So just breathing in and out through the nose and noticing, where is that breath going? Is that breath going down into the belly or down into the lower lungs, or is it kind of stuck in the upper chest? And what you might continue to notice as you breathe in and out is that after a while, the breath does start to get deeper. And the breath does start to slow down, just by the simple act of focusing on the breath. Beautiful. Now we can take this to another level simply by counting the breath in to the count of 4 and counting the breath out to the count of 6. Now, if 4 is too much of an inhale count for you, you can lower it down to 3. It doesn't have to be 4. Just making sure that the exhalation is always longer than the inhalation, okay? So that inhaling and exhaling out longer supports the body to move into the parasympathetic nervous system, to move out of fight or flight, that place where I'm feeling myself relaxed, even having done it a little bit, where we're go, 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 or we're ready to fight if we need to. We want to chill, get out of that sympathetic nervous system, and move into the parasympathetic. And that is also called the relaxation response. So just breathing in to the count of 3 or 4. And then exhaling to the count of 5 or 6. As long as that exhalation is a little bit longer. Let's do 3 more breaths like this. Just inhaling to 4, exhaling to 6, or inhaling to 3, and exhaling to 5. Okay, let's do 1 more. Once you're at the bottom of that final exhalation, just allow your breathing to come back to its natural rhythm. And just check in to see how your breathing may or may not be different than it was before you started. Wonderful. And then as you're ready, you can open your eyes and orient yourself to the space. And that's just taking time to look around you, looking at the color, the colors in the room, the shapes, the light. Don't look right into the light, but you can look at the light. And yeah, and then just pause. Keep your eyes either open or softly focused down. Wonderful. One other thing that I'd like to say is that this is your practice and you need to only do what feels right in your body. So if you're feeling any amount of pain or any kind of something that might be too strong for you, then you want to stop it. If I'm asking you to raise your arms above your head and that just isn't going to work for you, then you don't do it. And I can give you alternate ways to do the exercises that we're doing. So please pay attention to your body and do what works for you. And in saying that, we're going to start with, let's just start to just shake out your feet and your legs. So we're just shaking it out. Shaking it out. Okay. A little bit more. Shaking it out, shaking it out. And then just release everything to the floor. Well, not your hands. Put your hands on your laps, but release your feet to the floor. And close your eyes again for a moment and just notice how that feels. So that shaking out is a part of releasing any tension or stress in the body. And so it supports us to just settle a little bit more. And just notice if that's happening for you. Wonderful. Okay, so let's, sitting up a little bit, well, I'm doing it a little bit forward just because it feels like I have more room to do it in my chair. We're going to do shoulder shrugs. So we're just going to lift our shoulders up to our ears and then let them drop down. Nice. So inhale up and then let them drop down. Nice. Let's do 3 more. Inhale up. One more. Beautiful. And then let them settle a bit. Just notice how it feels. Getting some tension release maybe in the neck and shoulders. And then we're going to do shoulder circles. So we're just going to bring our shoulders around. Shoulder rolls, I guess, is what we're doing. They don't have to be big, huge movements. They can be smaller or big, whatever feels right. And we're rolling them back because we're bringing our attention to supporting our upright posture versus that forward shoulder place where we spend a lot of our time during the day. Okay, let's do 1 more. And then relax and just settle in for a moment, just noticing the sensations. The next one we're going to do is like we're doing the front crawl. So make sure you have room, but you're not going to bang into your chair. We're just going to bring the arms around like this. So now these are the big shoulder movements, right? We're really getting into those shoulders now. Nice. And now this one, though, we can take the other direction. So we can bring one arm back And then the other arm back, and one arm back, and the other one back. Let's do one more on each side. Beautiful. And then bring the hands down to the legs. Pause here. Close your eyes and notice the sensations. Whew! Got a little bit warmer in here when I did that one. No, it's good. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to do some neck rolls, but we're not going to drop the head back. These are just forward neck rolls. So we're going to start by just dropping our head to one side, then the chin comes forward, and then we bring the ear to the other side. And then we're going to come back. So rolling forward, and then the ear to the shoulder, and then rolling back. The chin goes along the front and comes up. Nice. Let's do 2 more of these. First in this direction, and then in the other direction. Okay, wow. Okay, pause for a moment and just notice the sensations. So, especially as we age, we don't want to drop our heads back because that can put the cervical spine at risk, right? So, the less we do that, especially if you have osteoporosis, you don't want to drop your head back. Wonderful. Okay, there's now I'm trying to remember what it is. It's a krama inhalation. Okay, so we're going to do a breathing practice, and it's called krama. And why it's called krama is we're going to do the breath in 3 parts. So we're going to inhale, and we're going to fill up the top part of our chest. So inhale into here. The second time, we're going to fill up the ribs, expand the ribs. And the third inhalation, we're going to take it all the way down into the belly. Okay, so we start by inhaling, feeling it here. So we don't want to take a really long deep because we're going to continue with each section. Okay, then we move down to here and we inhale a little bit more. And then we pause, and then we go down to the lower part and we inhale again. Can you feel the expansion? And then exhaling from the bottom up. Beautiful. Okay, let's try that again. So we're inhaling into the top third. So we're going to do all 3. So we have to weigh out how much we're breathing in each space. And then exhale out. Nice. Okay, let's do that one more time. Inhaling into the top part, the middle part, and the bottom. And then exhaling out. Beautiful. I just pause for a moment and notice the sensations. Wonderful. Okay, just to get our ankles and our hands into wrists into the picture here with rotations, joint rotations, we're just going to do that before we stand up and do anything else. So just coming around in circles, both hands and both feet to start with. You can have a closed fist or an open fist and then go in the other direction. Okay, beautiful. All right, then rest them down and just notice the sensations. Wonderful. Take a breath in and out. Okay, I'm just going to turn my page here, and we're going to stand up and move into our standing posture. So I'll stand, turn my page, have a sense of what we're doing next. All right. The first thing we're going to do, of course, is come into our standing mountain. Okay, so we want to stand with our feet hip width apart. Okay, and we want to find those 3 points of contact at the base of the foot. So there's three points, one at the base of the toe, one at the outside edge of the little toe, and one in the center of the heel. See if you can find those points, and we're pressing down into them, into the floor. Beautiful. Okay, from here now, we're doing the same thing we did in our seated mountain. We're going to stack everything, but we're going to add in the ankles to this. So we're going to stack the ears over the shoulders, and the shoulders over the hips, and the hips over the ankles. Beautiful. And then once again, there's that string on the crown of the head, and it's drawing you up nice and long and tall. Shoulders are relaxed down. You can close your eyes here if you like. And really feel the feet pressing into the floor, those 3 points pressing in that are keeping you feeling grounded and solid, just like the mountain. Okay. Pause here, take a few breaths, and just notice the sensations. My knees are a little bit relaxed. I'm not tightening my legs so much that my knees are too tight. Arms are down by your side. Just to try something different with standing mountain, let's just turn our palms facing forward and notice what happens in the shoulders. Shoulders come back a little bit. Okay, beautiful. Just take one more nice deep breath in and out. Wonderful. Let's make this standing mountain a moving mountain now. So let's inhale and bring our arms all the way up. And then we're going to turn the palms out and bring the arms all the way back down. That's it. And then inhale up. And exhale down. The chin can come down as you come down with your hands. And then as you come up, you can look up with your eyes. And exhale down. Okay, last one. Inhale up. And exhale down. Wonderful. Okay, close your eyes if they're not closed. And just check in to notice how you feel after that focused attention on stacking, aligning your posture, growing nice and tall. And the movement in the shoulders with that breathing in and out and lifting the arms up. Okay, beautiful. All right, so let's just bring our feet a little bit wider apart, and we're going to shift our weight. Now, I just took a course on somatic yoga yesterday afternoon, and I've always assumed that we were moving it into a bit of a balance, but what we're going to do this time, and we will do that again at some point, but we're just going to shift our weight. We're not going to lift the foot. And that whole idea of swaying is something that's really common or calming to the nervous system. And any of you that have had children, you'll know that one of the things that we do, or have held children, you taught a lot of children, that rocking motion with children. It's very soothing with infants. It's very soothing, right? Or even with small children. So we're moving into that, and we'll do a few more on each side. So the whole idea about somatic work is to support people to move out of that fight or flight and into a calmer place in our nervous system. And when we can build up that nervous system resilience, we can manage those things that are going on in our life a lot easier. So that's sort of why we do it. Okay, so let's now just start, as we're doing this, just start to swing our arms around. Nice. And just a gentle swinging first. And I'm just moving my feet a little bit wider because I'm going to take the arms around a bit more. Now you can look forward with your head, with your eyes, or you can let the head follow and you can look behind you. Just notice the difference in how that feels for you. If you tend to get a bit dizzy when you're doing something like this, then you might want to keep the head steady. Looking forward, the eyes looking forward. Okay, now we're going to bring our arms and kind of wrap them around the body. So the front hand is tapping the side or front side of the body, and the back hand is tapping the kidneys in the back. And I'm bringing that back foot, the foot that's behind me, up with me, if that makes sense. I'm spinning around and I'm taking the hip with me and that foot. Okay? Nice. Let's do a few more. And then we're going to slowly come to stillness. And just pause here. Now, if you want to go back to that swaying motion, you're welcome to do that. Okay. All right. Now let's see if we can bring our hips into this a little bit and do circles with our hips. So now we're getting into the hips. We did a little bit with the ankles. We haven't done a lot with the knees, but we're bending those knees a bit when we circle those hips. First we go in one direction. Okay, and then we're going to go in the opposite direction. All right. And then we're going to see if we can do a figure 8. So it's like we're drawing a sideways figure 8 on the floor with our hips. Okay, we go in one direction. And then we're going to go in the other direction. This can be a little bit harder with the hips, getting them into that figure 8. All right. Very cool. Okay, let's stand with feet back in mountain pose a bit with our feet hip width apart. Let the arms relax. And just pause and notice how you're feeling. That's pretty big hip work we've done there. And we've done a bit of twisting in the spine. So just notice how you're feeling. Okay, wonderful. All right, here's a new one that I'm going to teach you that I learned the other day. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale our arms up. And then instead of exhaling them out to the side, we're going to exhale and we're going to bring the hands to the shoulders. And we're going to tuck the chin down and we're going to start to round the upper back and come forward as far as comfortable for you. And then as we get forward enough, we're going to just let the arms hang. Okay? And then from here, we're going to press our feet into the floor and roll back up. All the way back up. Okay, beautiful. Let's do that again. Inhale up, bring the hands to the shoulders, tuck the chin round the upper back, bending your knees as you come forward, letting the body hang. And once you get to a certain point, we're just going to release the hands down. And then pressing into the floor with our feet, we're going to come all the way up. Right. Yeah, feel good? Okay, let's do one more. Inhale up. Bring those hands to the shoulders, tuck the chin. Let's come all the way down until we feel ready to drop those hands down. And then slowly, slowly, slowly pressing your feet into the floor, round, come back up vertebra by vertebra until your head is upright. Beautiful. Okay, pause here for a moment. Just notice the sensations. So that's a very gentle forward bend. And it's really supporting us to get into that upper part of our back, right, where we don't get into very often. Nice work. Okay, now we're going to use our balls. So this is an exercise that shows that supports our brains. And it's interesting. I always thought, we were doing these kind of exercises just to help the two sides of the brain to work together. But I actually saw a picture of a brain yesterday, like a drawing of a map of a brain. And we're also getting the front and the back part of the brain to work together. So we're working side to side and front to back with these exercises. So we're just going to start with the ball. Now, this is, if you have tennis balls around, this is the kind of ball that you're wanting to use. Or we have more weighted ones that are a little bit heavier. And there's also one that's sort of in between. It's a little bit heavier, but you want a ball about this size. So if you think you might have one, if you're joining me from YouTube and you think you might have one of these around your house somewhere, pause the video and go and find one. And you can come back to this when you have it. You could probably use like a little bean bag as well as if you have a bean bag. So we're just going to start by bringing the ball from hand to hand. The hands don't have to be far apart. We're just moving from one hand to the other. Okay. And breathing. Who was holding their breath? Not me. Okay. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just throw the ball up in the air and catch it with that. And it doesn't have to go really far. We're just going to catch it with the hand. Throw it up a little and catch it. Okay, now the tricky part is we're going to switch hands. And you probably started with your dominant hand, so now we're going to do it with our non-dominant hand, see how that works. And it might feel awkward at first, but you'll notice that once you do it for a bit, whoop, there you go. You got it. Nice work. Okay. Doesn't have to go very far up. Okay. A few more. Okay, now to do the cross the body thing with the ball, we're going to bring the ball into one hand, bring that hand behind our back, reach behind us for the ball, and bring it around. Okay, so here's the crossing in front of the body. And there's that patterning of cross crawl. That supports brain function as well. Okay. Now I'm watching the ball when I'm doing this. Maybe if you get good enough at it, maybe you don't have to watch the ball, but I do. Okay, now we're going to take it in the other direction. So the other arm comes across the body. That's it. Nice. A couple more times. Okay. All right, let's just hold the ball for a moment. Take a breath in and out. Just let the shoulders relax. Let the arms relax. And notice the sensations. All right. Nice work. Okay, let's put our balls away so we don't have to chase them around to get them back. I'm just going to check my time here. Yeah, okay, let's come back down to sitting. I want to do a couple more things, or one more thing anyway, before we move into our relaxation body scan at the end. Actually, while we're down here, let's stop and have a drink of water. If you have water close by, and if you're at home, you can stop and get a drink of water from your tap or from your kitchen. Okay, wonderful. Okay, we're going to do one more exercise, our posture, and it's seated cobra. And so seated cobra is just starting with our hands like this, and then we're going to bring them up to about this height, and we're going to draw them back. So we're going to draw the elbows back and the shoulders together. Okay, and you can look up, and then we're going to release it down. Notice what happens when I bring my arms up. So I bring my arms up and I bring them back. So my chest is lifted and my eyes look up. My chin is just a tiny bit lifted. And then as I bring them back down, I just release everything. Okay? Let's do that again. Inhaling, bringing the arms, the shoulders together in the back. Well, not completely together, but we're working towards it. And then release and come down. All right, this time we're going to come up. Take a nice deep breath in, press the shoulders back. I'm bringing my arms up a little bit more, my elbows up a bit more. Press the shoulders towards each other, the chest lifts up, look up. Let's take 3 breaths here. Feel as if you're pressing your hands into the floor. I don't want you to do that to come back even further, but just get that sense that you're pressing your hands into the floor if you can. Okay, one more breath. And then exhale and just release it down. Let's just shake those arms out. Okay, nice work. Okay, pause for a moment. Just notice the sensations. So Cobra is a little bit of a back bend, and in the chair it's a little bit different because we're not pressing our body away from anything, we're just drawing our shoulders back. But we're still getting that little bit of a curve in the lower back when we do that. Okay, just so that's part of what it is in a regular practice. Okay, so let's do a little bit of some tapping before we go into our final relaxation. So this is where we're just going to start with the hand, and we're just going to tap up the arm and back down the inside. Okay, and up the arm and back down. Let's do it a few more times on this side. Okay. All right, then we're going to tap across the chest, and we're going to come down the other arm. A few more times. Just bringing more energy, more movement, more blood flow through the body. Okay, and then just let's bring our hands just a little bit to our chest and tap them a little bit more. Maybe first on one side and then on the other side. And come down into the ribs, the side of the ribs and the front of the stomach. Right on. And then we can come down the knees, the legs, and then down to the feet if you can reach, and then back up. Let's come down the front of the legs and then back up so you can tap behind your knees. Tap behind your knees and then come back up. Okay, then let's just pause and notice the sensations. It's sort of like pumping our energy up a little bit by tapping the skin. The skin is that big, huge, largest sense organ in our body. And just tapping to bring more a sense of this is my body, this is where I am, and this is what's happening. It wakes us up a bit. Beautiful. Okay, all right, let's settle into our chairs, and we'll do a bit of I'm going to do a body scan, take you through a body scan. And a body scan is really like a meditation that supports you to relax. And we've all done those in our class before. And we don't need to do anything here but settle back into our chair. And when we move into the body scan, we're taking our attention away from our thoughts and bringing them into our body, into different parts of our body, which supports the nervous system to let go. The brain doesn't have to work, so we can just relax. Okay? So let's close our eyes if you're comfortable once again, and just settle back into the chair. Let the chair hold you, let your legs and feet relax. You don't have to sit up in mountain, you don't have to be in any kind of pose. We're just allowing the chair to hold us. Noticing or becoming aware of that is exactly what's happening. We can feel the chair underneath our legs and the back of the chair supporting our back. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And just allow yourself to let go, relax those shoulders a little bit more. And an invitation here to bring your attention to your right foot. Noticing the bottom of the foot and noticing the top of the foot. The big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, and that little pinky toe. Noticing that whole foot all the way up to the ankle, the whole foot. And coming across to the left foot, noticing the top of the foot and the bottom of the foot. Noticing the big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, and the pinky toe. That whole left foot all the way up to the ankle. And coming across to the ankle on the right side, the calf, the shin, the front of the knee and the back of the knee on the right side. That whole upper leg, front and back, all the way up to the hip. That whole right leg now, from the foot all the way up to the hip. And then we come back across to the left ankle, the calf and the shin, the knee, front and back, the upper leg, the front and the back of the leg, all the way up to that hip. That whole left leg, right from the foot all the way up to the left hip. Feeling your sit bones in the chair, the front of the pelvis, the belly, coming back to the spine and working your way up from the tailbone, the sacrum, the lower back, all the way up through the thoracic spine, all the way up to the cervical spine that attaches to the skull. So the whole spine, right from the tailbone, all the way up to the back of the head. Noticing the front of the body, the solar plexus, the mid belly, the chest, the collarbones. Noticing both shoulders. Bringing your attention to your right hand, the palm of the hand and the back of the hand, the thumb, the index finger, the middle finger, the ring finger and the pinky finger. Noticing that whole right hand, the wrist, the lower arm, the elbow, and the upper arm, all the way up to the shoulder. So that whole right hand and arm all the way up to the shoulder. And coming across to the left hand, the palm of that left hand and the back of the hand, the thumb, the index finger, the middle finger, the ring finger, and the pinky finger. The whole hand, the whole left hand to the wrist, and including the wrist, the lower arm, the elbow, the upper arm, and the shoulder. That whole left arm, right from the fingers all the way up to the shoulder. Noticing your neck and the back and the trapezius muscles, so those muscles that connect the head to the shoulders. Just see if you can relax them just a little bit more. Noticing the throat and the front. The jaw, the right side of the jaw and the left side of the jaw. Maybe moving your jaw around a little bit just to notice if there's any tension left there and just try to relax it a little bit more. Soften. Noticing the muscles in your face, the muscles around your eyes, the muscles in the back of your eyes that are actually attached to the cranial nerve, which comes all the way down from the skull, all the way down the body into the belly. Relaxing the forehead, softening. Noticing your right ear and your left ear. Noticing your right, or the right hemisphere of your brain and the left hemisphere of your brain. And then noticing both hemispheres together. Both hemispheres of the brain together. Noticing the back of the head and the crown of the head. Just noticing the whole body, right from the feet all the way up the body to the crown of the head, the whole body. I'm going to put the timer on for about 5 minutes. So we've got a little bit longer today to just sit in this place of relaxation and quiet. Very slowly and gently bring your attention back to your breath, back to your body. You can begin to waken the body by wiggling the fingers and the toes. And then moving in whatever way would feel right for you. Maybe a bit of a stretch would feel good. And then as you're ready, you can bring your hands to your heart if that feels right for you. Take a nice deep breath in here. And just feel the reverberation of that rest that supported us to bring all the poses and the movements together and integrate them into our body at the end of this practice today. And appreciate yourself for coming into this practice, for taking this time for yourself, and for coming into this we community that we have here in the studio with us today. And if you like, you can bring your hands together in prayer, and you can take a bow to each other. That's what we're doing in this room. And I take a bow to you. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. And
Thank you.
You're welcome. And if you liked or enjoyed this video, please share it with friends. And press the like button on the bottom of the, below the screen of the video. Thank you.